Welcome to Anyway, Back to the Point, a funny, honest midlife podcast for women whose coping strategies are just not coping anymore.
We're Lara and Emma, and she's quite clearly lost her memory. We're two creative midlife women who are mums, we're makers, and we are professional. Honestly, we are professional tangent takers. We talk about menopause, masking, motherhood, madness. Madness, yep. Late realised neurodivergence, as we'd like to call it. Maybe it's just slightly bonkers, right?
Oh, slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly?
Yeah. We'll talk about relationships, burnout, and the general mystery of why everything has felt so bloody hard.
Excellent. Lara, let's talk about you.
Oh, goody.
Yes.
Oh, goody.
Let's talk about you.
So what do we want to know about me? So me, wow, I've lived about 9,000 lives, I think.
Yeah.
I have come to that conclusion. I haven't lived my life. I've lived the life of me and so many people reincarnated all at the same time living. I'm convinced. I have gone from being an actor to a presenter to a director to a writer to a producer to a candle maker and not a butcher or a baker. So quite a varied life, as you can say. Pretty creative. Yeah. So I've been a single mum as well since my son was 4.5.
Oh, okay. So you've always worked as a single mum, always grafted.
Yeah. Crazy hours. Run my own production company for a long time. I mean, anyone who has worked with me or knows me or whatever will know that there's just this always general conversation of, do you actually ever stop?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Literally. You know, I thought it was maybe the whole kind of ethic and the ethos of what I was doing in media. I grew up in the media industry. Went into them. It's a busy world. Yeah, exactly, a busy world. And never stopped all the time. Had my son, never stopped all the time. Went back to work, like literally within months. I now look back and think, why didn't I just relax and enjoy motherhood? Why didn't I do that?
I think that's a really interesting question when you have so many ideas. If anybody identifies with anything like ADHD, I think that we do that. I'm the same. You can lay in bed and actually you have a need to be doing this, and this. And your body might say one thing, but your head is just overruling it. So
Absolutely.
I get it.
Absolutely. And it, in a way, now looking back, actually, all of that ability, I'm going to call it a super ability, has actually allowed me, or did allow me, to do all of those things. Everyone talks about empty nest syndrome. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Wow, do I get it?
Really?
I mean, it's quite honestly, it was awful.
Well, for all that time, you might have been busy, but it's just you and him, right?
Just me and him.
Yeah.
Yep. Team us. Yeah. And every decision and every thought and every movement and every meal and all the boring things, it's you. It's just you. You only have to think about you.
Okay.
Little things, that started making sense of the way that I'd done things, the way that I'd seen things. I thought, I'm really not coping very well with him going away. I'm not coping. This is really weird. I thought I'd be fine. It was actually quite a revelation because the counsellor in our second session, she said, right, well, your very entrepreneurial brain is very... And I went, well, actually... I'm beginning to think, because you keep saying that actually there's something else going on here. And she went, really?
Interesting.
And I suddenly went, and put all these pieces together and then started looking back in my life and went, oh my God, I think I've got ADHD. And then also RSD, which we will touch on in more depth at some point. That suddenly everything that everyone had ever said to me was like a sucker punch.
Yeah.
And I went back to my childhood when people would go, oh, don't do that. And I'd be like, oh, my God, they said don't do that. What was I doing? What did I do? How did I do that? I must never do that again. Suddenly, all of this made sense. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Yeah. Not been diagnosed yet. I'm just awaiting the diagnosis, the tests and all the rest of it.
That's really interesting. So you feel that you want to actually...
It's actually to understand myself because suddenly so many things made sense.
Yes.
Relationships with partners, with work things, with everything. My work ethic, everything.
You want the clarification.
Yeah.
You want that in writing. Actually, wow.
That I just go...
all along.
Okay, I understand. But there is a huge other part to that, which I've already touched on. And I think the AI trend where people were creating a spliced photo of you now and your former self. What it did to me was I was hugging my old self.
Yeah.
And I was 5 or 6 at the time in the
wow.
photo. Absolutely broke me.
Yeah.
It broke me because I just put it on social media and went, giving my younger self the hug that she really needs. My inner self needed that hug. And that was the turning point that I suddenly went, okay, there has been something going on here and I haven't realised. So that's why I want the diagnosis.
No, good for you. Good
and
for
if there's
you.
no diagnosis, then
Yeah.
obviously then I can go, okay, well, there's obviously,
Just
something-
bonkers,
just bonkers
and
anyway.
for the sake of being bonkers, right?
Which is fine.
Yeah,
Which is fine, and I'll take that as well.
I think we know. I think we know where your diagnosis is going, love. To be honest, let's just not mince with the words.
Could you tell us about you?
Oh, of course. So I've decided I'm not going for diagnosis. I don't need the clarification. I know where I'm at in life. I know, again, it's been a very long journey. Back when we were growing up in the early 80s, shall we say, people were just starting to whisper about ADHD, and it was naughty little boys in the playground that couldn't control themselves, right?
Girls didn't get it, right?
No, it's a boy
Because you didn't
thing.
have naughty girls like that. No.
And I was born disabled. For a lot of the time, any activity that I did was very still. Bad weather really affected me, so I would be indoors. I have this picture of me creating, looking out the window at everyone else playing.
Aww.
You know, I'd had to learn to walk through therapy. That took over my childhood. Now, I wasn't active at all. I was studious. I was really good at school. Ticked all those boxes.
Yeah.
Didn't occur to me. The one thing that I now know, looking back, is my head was full. Absolutely chock-a-block.
Yeah.
I never fell asleep early.
Same.
My sister and I are complete opposites. My sister needed an early night. There's only a year between us.
Wow.
So my mum used to put us to bed together at bedtime, I don't know, maybe 7 o'clock. And she'd wait for my sister to fall asleep and then she'd come and get me. And we'd go downstairs, and depending on the day, I'd sit up and watch Dallas or Dynasty with her and, all that sort of programs. It's like my mother knew that I couldn't sleep, but actually this is what we were going to do. It was fine. I was just that person. We had family issues growing up, completely another story, another world. And they took over. They took over our lives, sort of back in the day, my disability, the issues that we had growing up. I do remember thinking, actually, I don't know how old I was, maybe 8 or something. I wonder if everybody's head is this full, I wonder, and I actually remember thinking that, but who knew? Who as far as I was concerned, it was normal. As me growing up until I hit being a teenager and completely different kid. Back at home, relationship with my mum probably deteriorated. It's really sad actually. My sister doted on my mum. All my friends doted on my mum. She was the cool mum. Everybody loved coming to our house. She was a very cool mum. But my relationship deteriorated. None of it really made any sense to me at the time. I had a very traumatic childhood in a lot of... Was I loved? Absolutely. Absolutely, I was loved. My dad died 3 days before my 10th birthday.
Wow.
I was told on my birthday.
Oh.
So that kind of really resonated with me for years. When you are something like ADHD, you hang on to that stuff, right? You don't just deal with it. You hang on to it. So, I did that. Some unwise choices my mum made with partners. It all kind of compiled into this sort of, childhood that wasn't great at times, very up and down. Yeah. And I think that it all compacted to the fact that, or compacted?
Compacted. Could be compacting or compiled.
Yeah.
You could compile the compaction or compact the compilation.
No, you just make it sound like I'm constipated, right?
Anyway. Hey, listen, that's a whole different conversation.
Okay, fine. Yeah. We'll get there.
Anyway, back to the point.
So anyway, I probably had my first breakdown between then and maybe age 21. really good coping mechanisms, really good, reasoning as to why these things happen to me. But again, no question of neurodivergence. Again, we still didn't know enough back then.
I think it's great now that all of these things are so relatively well known about. And now very much, certainly in terms, it makes me feel happy that a lot of young girls who aren't throwing chairs around a room and aren't swearing at the teacher and aren't acting up at school, it's not that obvious in girls. It's not that obvious. So it makes me happy to think actually things could be a lot easier for a lot of girls going forward. But I think in terms of that, women are starting to go, hang on a minute.
I think it's our generation, right?
Very. But the other thing is, I think that, do you know what? I had that word there and it's just gone.
No, you brain fog.
Yeah. No, it's just gone. It's not even a brain fog. It just went. Somebody nicked the word.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
I'd call myself the littlest hobo. Just because, and I would play that song over and over.
I know exactly what you mean.
Because, that.
I know exactly what you mean.
You kind of like move on from actually that doesn't fit my head at the moment.
But I had like different groups of people for how I felt.
Yeah.
I thought that was just me.
Yeah. No, 100%.
It's like, nah, I don't feel like that today. And that's not a horrible thing.
Yeah. It's
like literally, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not that obvious.
Why are you talking about that in past tense? Like, don't you still do it? Surely that's normal, right? Yeah. Like, I still do that.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, like I just don't have the
capacity
bring it out. For those people tonight.
It's all right because it's you, not them.
Are we sure about that?
Seriously, we're not here to diagnose.
No, we're not here to diagnose.
No.
And I can go back to that word now, hormonal. When has been those moments in your life, the hormones, that is when I've looked back now and I've gone, oh God, that's when it was really bad. And I couldn't see the wood for the trees in terms of X, Y, and Z. Times, when my relationship's broken down.
Yeah.
What happened? It was literally, it was hormonal as well because it wasn't that long after I'd had my son. Your hormones are upside down for quite a long time.
Yep.
All of those things. And then obviously perimenopause, etc. All that was all tied in with the same timing of child leaving home, empty nest syndrome. Hi, could we have an emotional bus crash? Let's just bring that on with some more hormones.
So actually, hormones for me have just been massive as well, like all through my life. But I had
and as a teenager as well. Teenager.
Oh, teenager, massive.
Mum said I was like the devil incarnate as a teenager.
Yeah. I remember my mum taking me to the doctors and saying, "Do something with her because one of us will kill each other."
I think there was something similar. I don't think we made it to the doctors, but I think there was something along those lines.
Yeah. So hormones and neurodivergence, massive. But certainly through my 30s as well, because I had my kids through my 30s. That was my child rearing. And that was completely bonkers. Yeah. Completely bonkers. I had my children. Then I got married. Then unmarried. And on my own for maybe like 6 years with the kids, with two. They were the busiest kids. And that impacted me massively.
I bet.
Massively as a single mum. But a bit like you, when you take on more and more and more, I would take on more. So not only in the end was I looking after my kids, I'd be looking after friends' kids.
Yeah. Just realise actually if you want something done, somebody who's got ADHD who's running around in circles and trying to balance and spin a million plates without dropping any balls at the same time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That was definitely in an age before perimenopause. So I could fall asleep at the drop of a hat. The fatigue was crazy. Did that stop us being busy? No. And what I found was through my 30s is that I wasn't very good at having a regular job. So I did have jobs, and I was very good at my jobs, and I was very good at the people aspect.
You call it
of my
jobs, I call it lives.
Lives. There you go. And in the end, I gave up actual mainstream work. My children fell into child modelling purely by accident, that I gave up work and we literally travelled around the world.
Amazing.
With that. And a lot of people would say to me, how are you doing that? Like, because you would literally have to go at the drop of a hat. And it really worked for me. It really worked. The disorganisation of not knowing where I'd be week to week really works for me. It kind of kept that need to be busy and irregular in my head. The creativity, you know, I'd wake up, you know, one day in Santa Monica or Mexico or, you know, in a stately home in Cornwall, and I'd never quite know what it would bring. And that kept my brain quiet for a little while.
Yeah.
And I loved that. And then through my 40s, moved from Kent to Buckinghamshire. That's when things started to go downhill for me. And like you, I started to ask myself questions around a similar time. And we're not talking days or months. We're talking over a period of a couple of years where pieces started to fall into place with perimenopause. And I laugh at this story. I was diagnosed with perimenopause very, very quickly, 3 days before lockdown. In 2020, in March 2020.
Timing.
3 days. I had this doctor's appointment booked, and I said to the GP, and luckily she was qualified, just going off the beaten track because I'm going right now. Who bloody knew that a GP doesn't have to be qualified in women's health?
Yeah.
It's absolutely diabolical. I am so lucky, touch wood, I caught the right one at the right time. I now know a lot more. And she said to me, Emma, she said, I'll be honest with you. Everything you are saying says that you're in perimenopause.
Wow.
She said, every box. She said, usually at this point, we would send off for testing. She said, I'm not going to send anything off. She said, I promise you that we are going into lockdown. These rumours that are happening, they will happen.
Yeah.
Wow. She put me straight on HRT.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She said, if I do not put you on this, she said, I am frightened that you will come out of lockdown in a bad place. She said, with a broken family. Well, do you know what? It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever happened to me. But it's been since then, since 2020, I've started to realise, so a bit longer than you, that I have started to realise.
And you went through it all, didn't you, online? Because I remember you saying to me that you kind of almost utilised the time in lockdown to research everything.
Yes, I did a lot of research. I did start doing the mental health work. I did a diploma in counselling, not to the point where I'm qualified to counsel anyone else, but I could understand my own mindset.
Absolutely.
I did a nutrition course to understand why I was gaining so much weight, how I needed to change that in my time of life.
But I think that's
and it's the understanding.
Thing. It's the understanding.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's like me and alcohol.
Yeah, massive.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I was convinced that I had either verged on alcohol poisoning or I had developed an allergy. And it was the taste. The taste would change. I go, gin and tonic, that's horrible. Wine, that's horrible. Back to gin and tonic. Yeah,
I need that.
Oh,
it hasn't happened
horrible.
to me yet.
And then I had one particular point that potentially had mixed a few too many drinks, but no more than anything any other time. I was so violently ill. I thought, right, that's it. I just don't think I need to drink anymore. I just don't think my body likes it anymore. And everyone goes, oh, you must feel so much better. And I was like, no, I didn't really notice much difference at all, I have to say. The clarity, long term.
Yeah.
But then that's befuddled by the fact I'm perimenopause or menopause or whatever and have ADHD. So, I mean, I have no idea. Or I think I might have ADHD. I can't even say it.
No,
but,
no, just do you, right?
Yeah, I'll do me. I'll do me. Yeah. So anyway, where were we?
Big journey to discovery for me. And it only occurred to me when I started seeing certain behaviours in my offspring, shall we say. And then I just thought, I do that.
That's interesting.
I do that. And I did that, you know, one or the other. I have to be honest with myself. If I'm going to be honest with others, I have to be honest with myself. And I really believe that actually we can be better for it.
Oh, 100%.
And I do.
And help ourselves. What I've found just in the last couple of months is I've just actually stopped beating myself up as much.
Huge.
Which is massive because I'm constantly going, oh, why didn't I? oh, I should have said, why didn't I?
I'm still working on it.
Well, I am as well.
It's a
But
constant
I think
thing,
it's because it's now I'm aware of it.
Yeah,
I'm aware
absolutely.
now that I keep going, okay, mark that and come back to that one later, if I remember, obviously, with the 9,000 tabs that are already open in my brain at any given point.
Only 9,000
per second. There's that kind of feeling of, okay, this is okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I am absolutely not losing the plot here.
No.
And I think
it's just the way your brain is wired, right? It's just we are wired differently.
Yeah. I was reading the thing the other day, actually, which I thought was really interesting, and I had never, ever realised it, and I didn't know that there is actually a development difference as well. So when you potentially neurodivergent, you're 30 or 25, you're still kind of mentally working within the realms of a late teenager, early 20s. When I've looked at various times in my life, I've gone, oh, actually, maybe that's right.
Think back to when you were a child.
Years.
Yeah. Did you actually feel like you were more grown up than you were?
A gazillion%. And everyone used to say it.
Yeah, exactly the same.
She's so grown up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
she prefers adult company.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't like doing that. Oh, no, she's fine with all the adults. No, it's fine. She's heard it all before.
So
blah, blah,
at
blah.
some point, it switched over. It's almost like we were born old and we're now getting younger,
We're Benjamin Buttons. So does that mean the older we get, the more likely we are to get childlike? Does that mean people might think we've got
Alzheimer's?
So,
no, dementia.
Yeah.
I think people already do question it with me. The brain fog is just crazy.
Oh, well, yeah.
That brings me to a next thing that they're actually connecting more and more is that chronic pain and ADHD, they're connecting it more and more. Neurodivergence and chronic pain. They suspect mine is fibromyalgia. They're not going to label it. It's the rewiring of the brain the entire time, and the fact that our brains are wired to be on high cortisol the entire
permanently
time.
And we never stop.
No.
And it's always there. We're always in fight and flight.
Fight or flight.
All the time.
Yeah.
And which is, when you suddenly realise that, you go, oh my God, I actually don't know what it is. But I have to say, when people have said to me in the past, when I've been like, on one of those, they've gone, and take a breath, because I am frightened to take a deep breath, because that will give me the strength to deck them. Having said that, meditation definitely does. Learning how to breathe does help. Just don't tell somebody at that moment they need to breathe, because you might have just seen your last breath.
Yeah, no, I have to say, with the chronic pain, breathing through it is a lot. And meditation is a lot. You learn to breathe, because actually there's no fixed medication that can help that. It doesn't help when you've had a very unregulated childhood. That creates its own fight or flight. And then I think what's interesting is with that and with being neurodivergent is that actually you can make your own poor decisions. So then again, you travel through the decades making ill decisions. Now I've reached a point of acceptance where I said no more drama.
When I come home, I want no drama.
I don't want drama.
I don't need drama. And I think in a way, you know, that kind of life as well just kept kept the whole buoyancy of the mad moments all just going along, because there's just 27 what's happened now? What's happened now? What's happened now? You know?
Yeah, they're literally saying with some of us, unfortunately, that rewires your brain permanently to create a physical presence in your body. So it manifests with me. I was bouncing around the shop literally saying, oh my God, I don't actually know what's going on. I'm very hyper, I can't stop, but I can feel a flare up coming on. And I was in bed for 3 days. It's very different from growing up disabled, because when you grow up disabled, you are encouraged to push yourself. You know, my mother was told, oh, she'll never walk. You know, so I grew up with, actually, we're going to prove everyone wrong. With this, it's very different. It's like, actually, my body and my brain need to check out right now. And they are. They're linking that more and more to neurodivergence and the fact that we are permanently on one. We're on one.
I know when I hit times that I just suddenly, and I've had one recently, beyond overwhelming tiredness. And it just hits at any given point. And the only way I can get through it is by what I call my nana naps. I just go through a series of nana naps. And it literally, I could sit down and go, And then I have to put my timer on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I don't know how long I would be asleep for. I have to put my timer on. I go 20 minutes, 25 minutes is my sweet spot.
Yeah. 100%, I get that. 100%.
The fact is, as women, we really feel like we're failing at life because we're all of those things we're trying to do, and we're not just trying to do like one thing well, we're trying to do it all perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Because you're not just mum, you are dad as well in a lot of ways.
Yes.
I was absolutely everything to them. Absolutely everything. It was crazy times. Bonkersly fun. And I'm so glad I was able to do it for them. I don't know how I was able to do it for them.
It's like over-functioning and it's overdoing and it's carrying way too much for one person. And I don't think we realise until suddenly we hit a wall.
Yeah.
And go.
Huge.
And whatever that wall is, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be, the likes of, your child goes off to uni and suddenly you're on your own for the first time, whatever, or physical.
I've still got that to come.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
But there is that whole moment that, although there are silly, funny things that happen and we laugh a lot, there are some ridiculous things that we both do.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. I mean, how many times do we just start a conversation, go off, do about 50,000 subjects and then come back to, oh, and by the way, did we ever finish that conversation? Yeah, I'll see you at 7 then.
Do you think we need those people in our lives that get that? We need people to get it, even when everybody else is looking at us thinking, what the hell? Yeah. We make sense to each other. The point is, we do a lot of apologising to people to say, I'm really sorry, I've gone off the beaten track, or I've done this and I've done that. And I know that wasn't appropriate. Yeah. But I like the fact that I've got people in my life.
That you can just be you.
Be me. Yeah. And actually accept and not have to explain that.
Agreed. There's a huge amount for me, because I've got this far into my life, to suddenly realise that actually everything that was ever an issue for other people, it's all masking the fact that actually underneath it was a complete mess and disarray. So it was like overcompensation, overdoing, over all the time. And in a way, for me, there's actually been a sense of grief when I look back at that 5 or 6 year old that I'm hugging in that photo, that I go, oh my gosh, if I'd known then, or if I'd realised, or if anyone else had realised then, how different could my life have been?
You're almost thinking about the sliding doors moment, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, actually,
that really got me. It could have been so much easier. And that,
because you've been kinder to yourself.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, that's where you're at, right?
Yeah. I could so have been kinder to myself. And also, in terms of that kind of rejection that you feel, the sucker punch, the RSD, understanding that's what it was. It wasn't just being overly sensitive, which is all I've heard my whole life. You're very sensitive. You're overly sensitive. You take things to heart an awful lot. You think way too much about things, Well, yeah, probably do as well. But actually, a lot of that, I think, is, for me, RSD. It ticks that box 100%.
Do you know what? I think we could talk for a good 1 or 2 episodes on RSD alone.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I think we'll come back to that. We've got one thing to say, I think, left. Anyway, back to the point.
If you'd like to sponsor a future episode, drop us an email and we'll get back to the point with you. A big thank you to our episode sponsor, For Buck's Sake Podcast Studio.